Okay, leaving that there. And back to the store again. So yeah, I'm pretty much of the opinion this tractor is barely sufficient for what we need. I maybe should have considered something a little bit bigger. However, as I said, it's barely sufficient, it's adequate. But we are going to need something bigger. And we can probably relegate this to small tractor, although maybe we trade it in and get a small tractor for the light jobs. So hopefully once we've done all this, that lucrative contract will still be available. As I said, it won't take us long to do because it's got the big M for mowing. And that rows, so you can skip one step of the process and just go with baling, wrapping and collecting. And it looks like it's round bales, so that's probably a baler combo bale wrapper. Just have to remember not to make the bales too big like I did on my field. Hence why we have 2 grass bales and there's no sheep pen on our yard, so I've got 2 grass bales and no use for them. Anyway, nearly here. Okay, so let's hitch up to our great big John Deere thing. Now, I was saying this last week, this is a problem because it's 4.5 meters wide. It may actually be longer than it is wide, so it's very difficult to transfer or transport on the road legally without completely dismantling the whole hitch. You probably want to dismantle. Oh, that folds up. So you would fold up the hitch and that would make it shorter, but you might have to remove it entirely to get it to the farm. So this isn't a seeder I want to be running around with regularly. Does fill nicely though. Or I want to be running around to other fields with. See, this is going to be tight. Fortunately, no collisions on the lampposts. Hang on a sec. Okay, sorry about that. So far, we are proceeding without too many problems, and we can drive through the hedges and the stumps through the hedges. Again, the modifications upcoming to this map are going to include at least some of the things moving back from the edge of the road. So we will, excuse me. I don't know. Okay, again, sorry about that. Okay, Wemel House. But yeah, in theory, there should be a little bit more clearance for me to do things like this. And what have you. And maybe not drive unrealistically through the street lamps. Okay, need to watch that wall because that is a thing. And here we are at the field. Lights off. Don't need that light on, need that light on, need that light on, and here we are. So this field we have not, all we've done is harvest it. And then lime it. We have not done anything else special to it. So we will find out the reality of the claims that this cedar is no-till. Actually, that should be barley. And I'm going to get it a little bit closer along this edge. So and this is what I was saying about it being a little bit more awkward. Note down. Oh, seriously, come on. Try again. It's on. Drive. Right, that is working. And we can see, good speed on it. Obviously we can see the contrast change between a limed field and a seeded field, and I'm missing that bit. So, it's entirely possible this cedar does not work, or does not play with precision farming. Which means we're just putting seed in the ground. It's not going to be ideal. Or do I have to put the help text up? Oh no, there we go. Variable seed rate, automatic. It's a thing. And I will run round the field completely. Now the grass field could also use lime, I think. Or was it borderline? I don't know. Grass field might have been borderline with lime. And yes, I'm not doing very well with this headland. But it seems to me we're also... I don't know if we're killing the weeds or not. Does this kill the weeds, or does it just make the weed the visual aspect of the weeds disappear, but leave them there? And that might be... well, I guess we'll find out. If the weeds reappear and they're medium, then what that should mean is that doing this doesn't deal with the weeds. It just makes them visually disappear, which then means that when they come back, they're much harder to deal with. And if that's true, then you probably want to weed after cultivate, or weed after harvesting, and then further weed after seeding. Anyway, let's see how quickly we can get this done. And the advantage is it's got a good working width, good capacity. So we're not going to be running to the store to get more seed or anything like that. This is purely a and we don't have to cultivate. I am missing bits, so I might have to well, I might not worry about that. Who knows? Let's just obviously, we are struggling this corner. M Patchwork, good morning. Welcome to Saturday. And as you can see, you join me on our own fields doing stuff rather than everybody else's. So this is a good deal. I'll get 2 headlands done, and then we'll just run the rows until it's finished. We've got the grass field to seed. That's all now prepared. I can't remember if it needed lime, but I'm kind of at the point where it's grass for this year and then it's pasture for the cows next year. or sorry, this coming year, and pasture the following year. So it's not something I'm planning on using for production over time. So we'll just make do with what it yields this year, and then find ourselves another grass field next year. And, that was not a very clean turn, I must admit. Okay, this is the last of the second headland. I could go round a third time, but I think we're probably good right now. Oh, let's how about getting the tractor straight as well? That's a good plan. It looks like as a note, I'm going to watch the seed counter. 76, 85, 84. It should stop counting down now. Okay, it does. So it doesn't seed where it doesn't need to. That's a good thing. Let's try not to drive up the drawbar. So I think my plan here, I'm going to try and just loop around and come back the other way somewhere over towards midfield. So we can just make easy turns at the end, and I'm not going to be forward and backwards many times trying to get the thing lined up precisely, because that will slow things down. So but I am liking this. We can turn that off now. And for the grass field, we are definitely going to be going across, not up and down. Okay, how's that look? That looks good. Not exactly straight at the end. I think what I should have done was driven past and then turned back on myself slightly through that 90 degree. So 79% of the seed used. Barley, not exactly an efficient seed per acre, so we are going to go through it quite quickly. Of course, there is an issue with bringing back more seed to the yard. So yeah, what I should have done last time was drive past and then use the turning ability of the tractor to get online, drop the seed heads, and that Cedar was a little bit straighter behind me. Big overlap there. Maybe I should have got the row markers. But not to worry. Oh, I know what I didn't check. Let's keep driving and sugar beet auger. What the heck is that? Oh, that's a spader. Yeah, don't want one of those. Ooh. Big giant square baler for 230 horsepower. Yes, probably not something I'm going to make use of. But that's a good price. Okay. I think I should definitely fill in that gap because that was a little bit too much coming through there. There now. And drop it and go. Maybe I should get GPS sometime. Help keep the tractor online. Of course, there's no early morning dampness like there was with Seasons mod. I think I appreciated that, the fact that you get up in the morning and the fields are damp during spring and fall, as they are in real life, which did limit some of the things you could do during those periods. Okay, I'm going to correct what I missed on the last pass. And a few passes before that. So we'll get that bit there. And we'll get this bit here. It's probably not significant in the grand scheme of things, but that was way too much to miss. But I was looking in the store. As a nurse, oops. Yeah, there wasn't anything past that. That baler, though, 74% off. Good grief. 37 months old. But then the problem with that is you need the square bale wrapper to make the silage. So the other thought I did have, if I want to concentrate on doing my own equipment, doing the silage for this year, I could just get a collection wagon and dump it into the silage bunker. Because obviously that's a cheaper method. It's forage wagons. I mean, that is about the price of a baler. Takes a lot more driving, but the field we're doing is adjacent to the farm yard, so it's not like I have to drive very far. and I don't have to spend time hiking bales onto the back of a bale trailer. However, yeah, obviously forage wagons don't lend themselves to baling contracts. And if we want to do baling contracts on the cheap, having our own equipment is definitely going to be the way to go. Again, missed a slight bit. But I'm not going to worry too much about that piece. I suppose we should get out and check things. Needs rolling. We do not have a roll, we just have the mulcher. Weeds are growing, you need a weeder. So, probably going to skip on the rolling this year. Because I don't have a roller, I can't really afford one. There are some cheaper ones, but it's not an absolute necessity. Plus, if we get out... oh, there we go. Expected yield is currently 95%. Maximum is 125. And that's the thing. The yield cap's 125. So no matter what I do to it, I can't go above 125. So we can spray nitrogen on the field. We could... we've already done the lime. Doesn't need ploughed. If we deal with the weeds, potentially I could spray the field with herbicide and get maximum on the environmental score, and while that does damage the yield because you can't exceed 125% yield, there's nothing